Tempo sometimes results in a turnover and some showtime off the backboard.
Gives him away. Underneath, Barrett slams it home.
When we think about NBA royalty, we often picture all-stars dominating from the jump. High school legends, five-star recruits, future Hall of Famers. But here's a shocker. Some of the greatest players in NBA history were never invited to the McDonald's All-American game. From Steph Curry to Allen Iverson and even Tim Duncan. The absence of these legends from the nation's biggest high school showcase will blow your mind.
The three-point shot, the finish on the 2-on-1 fast break. He's a playmaker at 6'7".
So today we're diving deep into why these iconic players were left off McDonald's rosters and how others like LeBron, MJ, and Kobe made it part of their legend. The McDonald's All-American Game is the crown jewel of high school basketball. Created in 1977, it's featured future NBA icons and legends before they ever set foot on a college or pro court. To be selected is to be considered the best of the best. Some of the most legendary McDonald's All-Americans include Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Garnett, and LeBron James.
They are able to push each other every day in practice, and I know both those players benefit from that.
For many, it was a preview of greatness, but not everyone had that opportunity. Now let's look at the shockers, the legends not selected, players you'd expect to headline any high school showcase.
This is Westbrook. Block. Oh, slam dunk.
Touch the rim. Curry with the three.
In the game, guarding Childress lost his footing, but Duncan with the slam.
None of these guys ever played in a McDonald's All-American Game. Why? Let's break it down. Charles Barkley was a late bloomer. He didn't draw much national attention until the Alabama State Tournament his senior year of high school. Despite his strength and charisma, he wasn't on the radar of national scouts until after McDonald's selections were already made.
Well, he eventually did, and he's made himself a great player. Barkley takes it in.
Same story for John Stockton and Karl Malone. Both came from smaller markets with limited exposure. Stockton from Spokane, Washington was barely recruited and played for Gonzaga. Malone out of rural Louisiana.
The first half. There goes the long. Oh, what a block. Block outside by Martin.
Didn't play AAU ball and wasn't ranked nationally. Their talent emerged late. And in that era, if you weren't on the camp circuit or in a major basketball hotbed, you were overlooked. Russell Westbrook didn't even receive a college offer from UCLA until after his senior season. He wasn't ranked in the top 100 and didn't hit his growth spurt until late in high school. He went from virtually unknown to Pac-10 Player of the Year in Westwood.
Russell Westbrook into the game to save the mistake, and he takes it right in.
And then NBA MVP. But in high school, he flew under the radar. Scottie Pippen was 6'1" when he graduated high school. He wasn't recruited, and he walked on at an NAIA school.
And probably the most outstanding basketball player in the Arkansas Intercollegiate Conference.
And hit his growth spurt in college, eventually stretching to 6'8". No scouts, no hype, no McDonald's invite. But years later, he was the second best player on the greatest NBA dynasty ever. Dwayne Wade had academic issues in high school and wasn't widely recruited. He didn't dominate nationally, and by the time he became a household name at Marquette.
And Arthur Johnson in the front court, a steal by Wade. Watch out. Bang.
The McDonald's game was a distant memory, but that didn't stop him from becoming a three-time NBA champion and Finals MVP. David Robinson didn't even play organized basketball until his senior year. He grew from 5'9" to 6'7" in high school, but wasn't polished. He enrolled at the Naval Academy and developed into the Admiral, a two-time NBA champion and MVP. Damian Lillard was another overlooked prospect. He played at Oakland High and committed to Weber State. No national hype, no five-star rating, no All-American nod. Now, one of the most feared clutch shooters in NBA history and destined for the Hall of Fame. Allen Iverson is perhaps the most surprising name on this list. So what happened? Iverson missed the McDonald's game due to legal issues.
He was one of our most gifted.
Iverson for three. Yes!
He spent time in jail after a highly publicized fight at a bowling alley during his junior year. Although he was eventually granted clemency, he was blackballed from national exposure during his senior season. Still, Georgetown took a chance, and the rest is history. AI became a league MVP and cultural icon. Steph Curry didn't get any love from major scouts.
And never touched the rim. Curry with the three.
Despite being the son of NBA sharpshooter Del Curry.
On the screen, Del Curry fakes. Tony Kukoc runs at him, and Del Curry hits a long.
Steph was considered too small, too skinny, and not athletic enough to play at the top level. He committed to Davidson, lit up March Madness, and changed the NBA forever. But no McDonald's All-American spotlight. Tim Duncan grew up in the U.S. Virgin Islands and didn't play serious organized basketball until later in his teens. By the time he was on scouts' radar, the McDonald's roster was already set.
To Duncan. Good move around Pollard. What a move by Tim Duncan.
He went to Wake Forest, became the #1 overall pick, a 5-time NBA champion, and arguably the greatest power forward ever. Now contrast that with the players who did make the cut, the ones who did live up to the hype. Michael Jordan hit the game-winning jumper in his McDonald's All-American game. Shaquille O'Neal dominated in 1989. Kobe Bryant in 1996 was the game MVP. And in 2003, LeBron James was the king of high school basketball. And just to remind you, the McDonald's All-American Slam Dunk Contest is the only dunk contest LeBron James has ever entered. Despite endless calls for him to join the NBA contest, he never did.
Take a long run up. Oh my goodness.
Other elite McDonald's All-Americans include Kevin Garnett in 1995 and Paul Pierce in 1995, Carmelo Anthony in 2002, Kevin Durant in 2006, Kyrie Irving in 2010, Anthony Davis in 2011, and James Harden back in 2007. These players were stars before they ever hit the league, and the McDonald's game was their first big stage.
Are the only team that he would come off the bench for.
Chase Buttinger.
The McDonald's All-American game is iconic, no doubt, but it's not the final word. Many of the greatest players in NBA history, Hall of Famers, MVPs, champions, never got that invite. Sometimes greatness is obvious from the start. Other times, it takes longer to shine. So whether you're a 5-star phenom or the last guy on the bench, remember, the rankings don't define your future. Your grind does. What surprised you the most? That Allen Iverson wasn't selected, that Tim Duncan didn't play, or maybe Stephen Curry being overlooked? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more NBA deep dives and basketball history breakdowns. Until next time, see ya.